Welcome back, everyone, to PA the FI Way. In this episode, we're going to cover 10 money moves that you can make in under 10 minutes that actually matter, that actually move the needle for you. You don't need a full weekend, a spreadsheet, or any type of finance degree to actually make money moves that start you on the journey towards financial independence and give you a sense that you have control over your money. And many of you out there who work full time, you might actually work more than 40 hours a week. So you don't have a bunch of extra time to spend to actually make steps towards your goal so that your future self can thank you. So these 10 money moves that you can make in under 10 minutes will reduce your stress, lessen your sense of overwhelm, actually are doable and sustainable when you are even feeling burnt out in medicine, and help you actually start buying back your time without totally overhauling your whole entire life and your whole entire finances. Number one is you can take the time to calculate either your total amount of debt or the total amount that you have invested to grow for your future self. You don't need to do a whole deep dive into your total net worth or anything like that. Just pick one. Are you curious how much total debt you have? Go ahead and add all of them up. Maybe it's even just taking a look at your total student loan debt. Many of you have student loans through several different places, and you might not even know your total amount that you have. Besides student loans, think about your car loan. How much debt do you have on your house if you own a house? Do you have credit card debt? Get an overall number of your debt picture. On the flip side, you could add up your total amount of investments. How much do you have in your 401k, both your current 401k and any other old 401ks that you have lying around? What about your Roth IRA, your HSA? Add all of those numbers up and get a total amount of your total investments that you have so you can get a picture of what's actually going on for you. Number two is to either cancel or pause one subscription that you have. Is there a monthly subscription that you have or an annual subscription that you have that you're just really not utilizing too much? Taking the time to cancel that subscription or even just pause it for a month to see if you miss it, that is absolutely doable in less than 10 minutes and gives you a quick win. And then you can analyze going forward if you actually miss that subscription. Number three is to go into your retirement account and increase it by at least 1%. This is a challenge for you to actually figure out what percentage of your income are you putting towards your retirement in that account, and is 1% very reasonable and doable? For most of us, it absolutely should be. But then I challenge you, could you actually increase it by 3%, 5%? Could you actually max out your retirement account for the year? This is talking about your employer-sponsored retirement account through your workplace, such as your 401k, 403b, 457, or if you are a business owner or a independent contractor, 1099 worker like myself, your solo 401k. Nudging yourself and taking less than 10 minutes out of your day to bump up that increase will pay off tremendously over time, over the years to come. The fourth money move that you can make in less than 10 minutes is while you're in there poking around your retirement account, go ahead and confirm to see if you are getting your full employer match for the year. If you are not getting the full employer match, take the time to adjust your contributions so that you absolutely are. Remember, your full employer match is absolutely free money for you. So it would be foolish not to take advantage of that and get the full amount. For the fifth money move, I challenge you to automate one thing. Automation with your finances is absolutely key. It frees up so much of your time, so much of your mental bandwidth, so much of your energy, and all of those things are in precious supply, especially when we are working in medicine. So I challenge you to think of one money move that you can automate. For example, is it an investment? Is it automating your 401k? Or is it automating your Roth IRA? Or are you investing beyond your tax advantage accounts into a taxable brokerage account where you don't get a lot of the tax benefits, but at the same time, you are able to invest beyond the amount that you have when you are maxing out all of your other accounts, like your 401k, Roth IRA, HSA type of accounts? Are you making either weekly payments towards those, monthly payments towards those? Pick one of them that you can automate an investment amount towards. Alternatively, if your goal is to really focus on debt payment, pick a debt that you are automating investments on. If you have a large amount of credit card debt, or you have your car loan, you have a large amount of student loan debt, automate those payments. Take the few minutes to go in and set it up where you can actually make a total debt payment that is above and beyond the minimum required payment for you. Alternatively, if your goal right now is to actually build and establish an emergency fund, or you are saving for an upcoming goal, that would be a sinking fund. Take the time to automate payments towards that savings so that you are building up those funds for you. And if you would like more information about automation, go back and listen to episode 23, which is how to automate your finances to set you up for success, or learn more about sinking funds in episode 27. Sinking funds are used for things like known upcoming vacations, or even if you are saving up for your own wedding or your honeymoon. Any known financial goal that you are saving towards would be a sinking fund. Some people use sinking funds for Christmas gifts every year, where they start saving up throughout the whole year for Christmas gifts for their friends and family, so that when December rolls around, they aren't feeling like they're scrambling and feeling like they're going into a ton of debt to purchase Christmas gifts for people. You can learn more about emergency funds in episode 151 as well. Number 6 is to take the time to move some of your money from your checking account over to one of your savings accounts, whether that's an emergency fund in a high yield savings account or whether that's a sinking fund. Take 2 minutes out of your time to transfer an extra $100 over so that you can build up that savings for you and create that financial breathing room. This would be above and beyond number 5, where you're having those automated payments coming out. Number 6 is, which of those savings are you wanting to hit quicker? Look at how much extra money you have and take a large chunk and put that money towards there. The 7th money move that you can do in less than 10 minutes is to go back and take a look at last month's spending in one category that you believe to be something that is misaligned towards your values and your goals for you. For example, for a lot of people, that could be things like eating out, or it might be Amazon shopping, or it might be spending money when you go to Target and purchasing a bunch of extra little things that somehow end up into your cart, making that receipt a little bit longer. The goal of this is to not lead to shame or guilt, but rather it's to create awareness for you. And when you're reflecting and looking back at last month, be asking yourself, was that money that was spent on that item or that experience something that did align with my values and did align with my goals and brought me one step closer to what I want for my future? Was it money well spent on something that's making you wealthier, healthier, happier, or spending more time with your friends or family? Or alternatively, was it something where it was like, man, that just was not a great thing to spend my money on? For example, maybe you went out to eat because it was convenient and you didn't have groceries, and you realize it just wasn't even a good enough experience at the restaurant. The food wasn't even that great, and the charge was a lot more than making the food at home. Take the opportunity to create awareness around your spending without judging yourself. And think about what types of tweaks you want to make for this month. Number 8 is to go into one of your investment accounts and actually look at your investments. Figure out, what in the world are you actually invested in? For example, are you invested in index funds or a target date fund, or are you just invested in a bunch of random funds? Do you have a lot of bonds and you are actually really young and you don't need a whole lot of bonds? Or is your money actually sitting in cash? For example, Roth IRAs and or HSAs are notorious for many people putting money into their Roth IRA or their HSA and thinking that that's it, that the money is automatically invested because it's within an investment account. But with both of those funds, you do need to take a step further and actually invest the money. Otherwise, it just sits in there like cash, similar to a high yield savings account, where at least you're earning a little bit more than a regular bank account, but it's not invested and you're losing money on inflation. I hear and I see all the time where PAs forget to actually invest those funds. So if you have not taken 10 minutes out of your day in the past several months, go ahead and check those accounts. Number 9 is to take a look at one of those funds and figure out what the fees are or the expense ratio. Sometimes we are invested in certain types of funds and we like the idea of the fund, but if you take a second to look at the expense ratio and you realize that your money is being scraped off the top to go towards that expense ratio and you don't even notice it because it just happens behind the scenes, well, that's actually you losing out on more of your own money. If you would instead choose low cost, broad based index funds or ETFs, then you keep more of your money over time. Remember, those high fees, they can absolutely be the silent wealth killers. They can be super sneaky and very subtle, and you have no idea that they're even happening. Finally, number 10, last thing that you can do in 10 minutes or less to make some money moves is to open up a high yield savings account or an HYSA if you have not yet done so. High yield savings account earn you more money over the year than traditional bank accounts, usually anywhere between about 10% up to 20% more in the interest that you earn. Now keep in mind, HYSAs, they are absolutely not investment accounts. They're instead a way for you to earn a little bit more from your cash sitting around. I encourage that high yield savings accounts be used for things like your emergency fund, your sinking funds, any other type of cash that you are sitting there parked for an upcoming short term goal. Even a down payment on a house if that's coming around the corner. Opening up a high yield savings account and then eventually contributing to it and building up your emergency fund or sinking funds there, that is one of the easiest money moves that you can make. If you have not yet done so, go ahead and listen to episode 151, where I talk both about high yield savings accounts as well as emergency funds. And I share about my favorite high yield savings account that I've been using, which is Wealthfront. I will go ahead and put a referral code in the show notes in the description here on YouTube. And you can check out Wealthfront if you already don't have a high yield savings account. One of the biggest mistakes I see with PAs trying to figure out what type of high yield savings account that they want is that they go into analysis paralysis and decision fatigue. There are a lot of them out there. What I encourage you to do is choose one that you have heard good things about. For example, like I said, I like Wealthfront, but I've heard great things about Ally. I've heard great things about a ton of other types of high yield savings accounts. Go ahead, just pick one, open it, and be done with it. Don't take more than 10 minutes to decide which one or 10 minutes to open up the account. This is absolutely one of the decisions for your money that just is not a huge decision. It's not a multi-$1,000 decision for you at all in the sense of which one is the best one for you. Again, pick one that has good reviews. You can do some research online, maybe get a referral, talk to other coworkers or friends or family members that use one, and open it and be done with it. And don't go jumping around with the high yield savings account, chasing the interest rates. Again, your time is worth way more than what that will actually earn you in money over time. As a reminder, you absolutely do not need to do all 10 of these things today. I encourage you to pick one, maybe two of them to work on today. Take these small, actionable, doable steps towards your future financial freedom on your way to financial independence. This is truly a journey. It really is a marathon and not a sprint. And that can really help take a lot of pressure off of ourselves. Remember, you did not learn medicine in one day or even 1 week. You are still continuing to learn medicine, whether you are a student taking a lesson or whether you're a practicing PA or other healthcare professional out there. We're constantly learning every single day. It's the same with our money. Once you decide to be intentional about your finances and learn personal finance concepts, it really is about those building blocks and taking those small steps towards the goals for your future self. So I hope that that takes some of the pressure off of you and at the same time challenges and motivates you to take one small step today. And let me know with a comment on YouTube which of these steps you're going to do. Or you can leave a comment on the social media posts over on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn for this episode as well. Which one are you going to tackle today? I'm curious. Let me know. Once again, thank you so much for taking a listen. If you have not yet subscribed to the show, I encourage you to do that so you're notified about future episodes, and I'll see you back here soon.